So a teammate picking him up there. That disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
Even against double coverage, he got enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. Two guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton. And he's got Rome. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now Wilson. We're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So that... drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get him the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Eluding the pressure right. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. He's at the 40. The 28-yard line. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Out, and it's a fumble, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number two, maybe they actually have the lead.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So back back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Whenever you see a quarterback very contained, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Odell Beckham, 26 yards. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point. Denver's offense ready to go again.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Now it's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercepted. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
Forced, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 4 on the sack, and speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add onto their lead. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Broncos are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose for the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. So the Broncos coming out now.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
On the move past the 40. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 23. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And down he'll go at the 25. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Tua. It's Hill, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there just before halftime. 62 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, partner, you look at a play call like that, and you have to think to yourself, that's got to be one to pad the stats a little bit, huh?
He has had a great game throwing the football, and I think you're right. Maybe getting a little greedy again down near the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with a milestone. Career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find it.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. On play action, here's Tua. Oh, Gesicki, a nice grab. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first down, Tagovailoa. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle as time expires in the first half. And the Dolphins will extend their lead on the final play of the half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are. This team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big stroke like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Well, the Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through this second half as we are back underway in Denver. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as he'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
On second down, Williams. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Play to move the sticks. Throwing is Wilson. Flushed out right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. First down marker at the 31. It's third down. Keeps himself upright. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down, and the Broncos will take over on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. It's caught by OBJ. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Tua now on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Sheldon Rankins.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over.
Williams loses the football. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. The 30, 10, 5, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Kenyon Drake, 88 yards. And the Broncos are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Parkey adds the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. Take it in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good, too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Hamler now on the return. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 20. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing again here, Wilson.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.